I kind of one of the issues with Eve, honestly, I'll say it, is that sometimes you want to play a video game and not have it be stressful. You know, just just to put it simply. So if I'm always having to look over my shoulder, I'd love to be able to fly, my paladin, but I have to be extra watchful when I do. So, that that requires a certain amount of attention, effort, energy, and so ultimately, I've been kind of more in a chill kind of mode where I can just do stuff and be relaxing. And so this is actually why I ended up figuring out to do this. Is because this is one of the things that I used to do, or I sometimes do to chill out. Just kind of wander around, run anomalies. You can get escalations and get pretty good money. But it doesn't matter. All Stars Casino Clash. Thank you. Hold on, I could change it. So, by the way, as we're going forward, I want to also go on the record and say, because like I've been white knighting CCP a lot in the last couple of weeks. I won't go. I ain't gonna lie. I'll straight up put it that way. I've been apologizing for CCP, as in giving a defense for them in several regards. The Black Friday sale and the putting the new skins as an exclusive reward only from people that either pledged for Plex or bought stuff in game, like MCT or Game Time. Real lame. Real lame to me. Not only do I think that, so like, I like skins. I like skins being behind. I like skins that drop in sites. So that way that they're around and it's about collecting the whole set. I like sets that are skins that are rewards for things like Project Discovery, which is also kind of like collect the whole set. I would even like skins for achievements, which kind of does exist with like the Abyssal skins and whatnot. And for skins for like events, like the track and stuff that apply auto. I even don't mind skins for login rewards that are like, hey, this skin shows that I was there during this time. I don't mind skins that are bought on the Plex market or like the premium store, because that allows them to directly put more effort into those skins, which some people might find skeezy, but trust me, that's how the technology gets pushed forward, right? Because if they do something cool on those skins, then that technology is built to do future things. But additionally, like, I don't mind a skin that when you look at it, it says primarily that I paid it for it with Plex. That's fine. That's fine. In all these cases, it says that it means something that is integrated with in-game because you can get Plex with in-game money. To put skins as part of a $200 Plex deal. Okay. When they did it with the Black Ops skin, I was kind of okay with it because the Black Ops is a very exclusive ship. You don't want to flood the market with those skins. You want them to be super exclusive, etc. But like, I'll put it this way. Let's put it this way. I'll put it. It's simpler. It's simpler than I'm making it out to be. Or the point about this one. So one of the rewards, I need to go look exactly which one it is. Somebody can look it up if they want to. I didn't have it prepared. Is the Drekovic one? This one right here, right? So let's look at the skins. We have Dead Space Dreamtime, which is almost impossible to get. You had to go to Eve, Australia. Eve Down Under. Metamateria Exotica. This is purchasable. Good. So this is one of the two or three skins. This is one of the three skins that you could get for all of the trig ships. So Blackfire's the other one. By the way, these three have existed since like the trig ships released, right? Oh yeah, you can get Eden Hunters. That's not too bad. And Kybernaut Clade. But my point is that these skins are all, like, the trig ships have tons of exclusive skins. And so to put the Drekavek, as being like one of the ones that are super rare because somebody had to buy an expensive Plex package for it, like, come on, man. It's okay for Dreads or Black Ops or Marauders or whatever. Let those be something that shows, like, hey, I want to be in the blingiest shit, and, you know, I'm just going, woo, look at my penis. Like, that's fine. But, like, Drekavic's a ship of the line, man. This should be... And, okay, so now that's the general complaint, all right? That's the general complaint. Now I'm going to get personal. I wanted to get the general complaint out of the way before I... Oh, is it the Drek skin come from the... What is it? Okay, fine. What is the one that comes with the big pack? Drekavik comes with the 500 Plex sub. My bad. Which one comes with the other one? With the bigger with the Plex pack. The Nightmare. Oh, even worse. Even worse. What ship in this game has been in more dire need of a good skin than the Nightmare? What? Let's look at this. Okay, so it has the Ghost Hex skin. Yes, this is the one official okay skin for the Nightmare. It got it last and only because everybody else got a Hex skin. But yes, it technically has a Hex skin. Beyond that, we have Glacial Drift, which everybody has, and it looks okay, but not really. The Victory skin, which you're not going to get, and True Deliverance, which makes it look like which makes sponsorships look like tampons. The MCT comes with the Kikimora, which I'll get to that when I get to the personal one. So this is the skin that people want. Well, it's now as rare as the better of the two Black Ops skins. Let me the Black Ops, if I remember correctly, only the Marshall one, right? If I remember correctly, the last time they did this kind of bogus stuff, and like I said, I didn't say much about it. Because it was Black Ops, and specifically the top tier one. This one right here. This skin was like also part of a $250 Plex pack. $250 Plex deal. So, you know, super exclusive. But this fucker should be. This skin is exclusive. This skin says, I have all the EPing, right? This is just a dude that's doing incursions that doesn't want to look dumb all the time. What if you have 37 Marshals but no skin? If you have 37 Marshals, you can sell like a dozen of them and buy one of the skins off the market, probably. Anywho. Yeah. So, this is my general complaint. My Watchman provides Marshals. What can I say? Fair enough. I'll take two. Isn't Marshals like awesome in Potchfins? Because you can like blops out of it. Just like totally. Anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah, my personal complaint. So, which leads me to the Nest store, which is currently unavailable. Fine, screw it. So, several of the offers were tied to game time, right? I am an Eve partner. I would really love to show off your awesome skins, but like, you give me game time. I don't like, I can't even justify buying it to tack it on at the end. I don't need game time. Don't make me buy game time. I just want the Vedmax skin. Oh my god. All right. Can I be done now? I just needed to say all that. Cuz like I had concerns. I had concerns as it was coming up, and yeah. But you know what? Ultimately, not that big of a deal. I will say one of the things I found very interesting, because you know I debate a lot of things, a lot of concepts with a lot of people, and people like to say like this is the problem or that is the problem. One of the things I find very fascinating is that World of Warcraft introduced PLEX into World of Warcraft. And by PLEX, I mean the ability to purchase game time and then sell it on the auction house, or sell it for gold, basically, to other players, who then can use that game time to pay for their account, right? The WoW token. A lot of people that are now upset at WoW and are moving over to Final Fantasy, yes, this is about Eve, blame the WoW token for the state of WoW. And I found this very fascinating. And the argument goes that given the fact that the WoW token, an item that has real world value, now can be purchased for roughly a set amount of gold, that makes gold worth money in some way, right? It opens up the door to different things, but also it makes it so that the accumulation of gold takes on a totally different, like, objective, right? So, in essence, if gold becomes the way that you pay for money, the way that you acquire gold becomes critical, like the relative way that gold gets acquired, or how Blizzard puts gold into the game becomes that all of that becomes far more important, because it's not just inflated auction house anymore. People are competing over, you know, tokens to purchase. And thank God Final Fantasy doesn't have tokens, which has allowed players allowed developers to stay pure in their intentions. And I found that fascinating to me. Now, do I think that this has a one-to-one with EVE Online? No. But it does force us to ask the question, right, so WoW's token system is broken as shit. It was used to keep people grinding content mindless just to sub. Is EVE doing the same? That's the question. While we're talking about all of this, you know, mining changes and ISK per hour and profitability and alphas versus omegas and all of these discussions, is one of the things that infects all of this the assumption that PLEX is doing good, or more importantly, not doing things that are bad. Like, we're not recognizing or you know, acceptance is the first stage to recovery, if that makes sense. And so no, because I have several choices of what my content is. That's actually a really good point. So, do I think it's a one-to-one? Absolutely not. But it does beg the question of, why is it different? And the reason why it's different is the reason why EVE free-to-play does better than normal free-to-play when it comes to corrupting the development. It does better than all other games. Like, and yes, people can complain about the development staff, but I'm saying, like, compared to games that have, like, other games that have gone free-to-play, other games that have used tokens, Eve has kind of stood up against the corrupting influence on its devs. And so the question is why? And the answer is simple. It's the same every single time. It's the ephemerability of progress. Right? In World of Warcraft, you don't have setbacks. In World of Warcraft, you don't set other people back. In Eve, like in World of Warcraft, the token created the grind. In Eve, like, you have only, what is it? You merely adopted the grind. We were born into it, molded by it. Whatever. I didn't even see something until I was a man. I haven't really thought that one through, but you get my point. I think that, I think it's both worth considering the effect of PLEX on gameplay and also acknowledging that Eve's core tenets makes it extremely resistant to things that would otherwise be very destructive to other games. Yeah, miners have mentioned their ability. Yeah, no, and the thing is that this is the principal complaint that I hear all the time from both directions, right? From the powerful people who are being nerfed and complaining that now it takes them longer to plex or get the money that they need, which usually breaks down to plexing, especially given the fact that they're plexing as many accounts as they're usually plexing. But also new players who, when I try to get them to chill out, don't accept that because they feel like they're missing out on having Omega and they need to get the money. Like the first objective is to get an income enough to get Omega. And that isn't good. Which actually brings up a whole nother point, which is that me and Seeds have been talking a lot. By the way, 07 Dead's Mind, how's it going? I've been meaning, I was going to reach out to you today. It's good to see you. I was talking to Seeds about this a lot because he plays basically, I believe, exclusively alpha clones. And the player base don't see alpha clones as like a viable playstyle. They see it as a trial. And I firmly believe that it doesn't have to be seen that way. And I firmly believe that CCP don't see it that way. And we'll probably be exploring that concept quite a bit. Plex is fine, I think, due to helping both people with too much free time stay Omega and people with few hours of free time just to play and never grind. So that's the other piece of the difference, actually, which is that in Eve, because it is such a socially constructed game, like World of Warcraft is a social game. You're playing with other people. But in Eve, it's a socially constructed game. You rely on your social situation to construct the chunk of the game for you effectively, right? Like, the operations of an Eve alliance is different in both in kind and magnitude than a WoW guild, for example. Alphas have limits, but they also have some pretty extreme advantages too. Yeah, no kidding, Thanksgiving Aftermath. I think I lost my... oh, yeah. So I definitely want to explore the idea of having alpha be not just seen as the tutorial, but seen as a more low-risk way of playing. Alpha is viable in what way? You train SP super slow, and I believe the limit is for SP alpha is pretty low. So the limit for SP and alphas is 5 million. You can train it. It does train at half speed. But my point is that for a new player that's only dinking around with the game, the power level that you can get in like a destroyer or cruiser is more than sufficient for most of the activities that they would be engaging in. And this is the core. This is the thing that most people don't track, which is that if you're playing as an alpha clone, that means you no longer are having to justify 1.6 billion ISK a month. So playing as an alpha is like, it would be the equivalent of like, hey, take this handicap and have 1.6 billion ISK more or in your income a month, because you don't have to like earn that money to lose it. That's the whole point. Like, the alpha clone shouldn't be worried about numbers on that scale. An alpha clone can fly around in level 1 missions, high sec combat exploration, high sec, null sec, low sec exploration, and all that kind of stuff. Can fight in wars, can go to incursions with Praxis, can do almost anything. Especially if you team up. Alphas are designed to work, like, in my opinion, alphas are designed to encourage you to work with friends, right? If you can band up with a couple of alphas and work together, you can get basically anything done. But my point is, while there are limitations, there are also a lot of advantages to being an alpha clone pilot. Not just the lack of money, but, you know, using alpha clones, you can rely on other, or there are advantages that other, you know, Omegas get too, but like alpha clones, you can have an unlimited number of them. They can be training into different things. You can be specialized instantly with 1 million free SP. You know, once you embrace the limitations and realize that it's not that limiting, you can get a lot of good gameplay out of it. And then when and if you're ready to, you know, compete on that higher level or whatever, then go for it. But if you're running missions, especially level 3 or below, you definitely don't need to be Omega. It does make hold on. If you can get Omega, go for it. If you are, you know, if you like the game and, you know, $15 a month is good for you, then go for it. But this is why I give the advice when people say like, oh, when should I go Omega? My advice to them is, when you have a plan, when you know how you are going to maintain Omega, that's when you go Omega, right? Whether it's like you dabble a little bit in industry, you look into it and you realize, and you think that that's something you want to dig into, or same with mining, or you get to level 3 missions and you want to go up to level 4 missions, or you have a job, so it's no biggie for you. Whatever it is, walking dude, 07 to you. Thank you for that 18 months. And yeah, if you, the other thing is that alphas, because they don't need to invest their money into Omega, they can invest their money into their equipment. They can actually, they can bling out their stuff. And sure, they can lose that blinged out stuff, but you know, you can use good stuff as a way of advancing when you couldn't before. And furthermore, you can, by doing login rewards, by doing your daily SP or whatever events are going on, you can get far more SP faster, or, you know, SP far faster, and get more than 5 million. And if you do get Omega, you can pop it on for a month. Just make sure you set up your skill queue ahead of time so you don't accidentally train Omega skills. And then when you revert down to Alpha, you still have all of those Alpha skills at your disposal. I like the game, so I'll pay for a single Omega account. That's another thing, is that we need to get out of the idea that multi-boxing is a good and healthy way to play the game. When I first started playing, multi-boxing was basically relegated to miners who tried to like balance having 9+ barges at a time, but like actively, like, you know, the idea is how many plates they could spin. They still have to touch them every, you know, pretty often, especially since they wanted to use hulks for like mass yield or whatever. But like, that was what was multi-boxed. Like, I wonder how often CCP is just like looking at comments on the internet and just yelling at the monitor, just find a friend. Just do it with somebody else. Like, there's so many activities in this game that make so much more sense if you have a buddy. Just one more. 2 more, and you can do, like, the best stuff. What's up, Metroid? Metroid, right? Metroid? How's it going, man? I'm seeing all the people I've been meaning to catch up with. I always just like the is per hour talk. I love to hunt haulers, but not always best is per hour. Sometimes they're full of loot. Right, Massir. So that would be a good activity. That would be a token activity that could be done in an alpha. No muss, no fuss. 0 record, 0 reflection, 0 problems with mistakes. Who cares? I try to I keep 2 accounts going. I think 2 is fair because then you can be your own Sinopilot, right? You can be your own eyes if you need to be. I still prefer to only play 1, but I do have 2 accounts. Also for 2 skill queues, right? I have my more industrial side on my other account. Hey, Seeds. Yeah, of course. I was saying we're going to go more into it over time, but yeah. All right. Enough is enough. Do we want to start with the first video or first audio? Actually, before I go into the actual Joe stuff, I have probably let me do a 1.5-minute ad break, and then I'm going to play Templar 1. I want to replay the Concord Mandate for everybody, just cause, and then we will start listening to stuff about the Joe. You play Faction Warfare as an alpha. Yes, exactly. Oh, man. Faction. The fact that they didn't create a straight path for alphas to Faction Warfare frustrates me. But honestly, trying to stay an alpha is good because it just, like, go out there and get some work done. As a new player, you shouldn't be complaining about grinding. Anyway, I'm going to start the ad now.